Good evening, gang. It's Wednesday night. Welcome along to the Wednesday night talk show. Chris Redden with you for the next hour or so. These shows, as I've said before, are always supposed to be just an hour long, gang, on this Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021. I've already had a text tonight from George Bond telling me that the clock is wrong. What was wrong with the clock, George? Let's have a quick look at the clock again. Now, what is wrong with that? You're telling me the clock is wrong. Would someone please tell me what is wrong with that? Wednesday, 3rd of March, 2021, correct. The time's correct. Where I am is correct. It says it starts at 8 o'clock. What's wrong with the clock, George? Tell me what is wrong with the clock, if you don't mind me saying. Waiting for your response on that one. What is wrong with that clock? Because I can't see anything wrong with it. Eh? Are you making it up? Is it another one of those little wind-up texts, is it? How sad, dear. So difficult life, it really is. Anyway, it's a bit foggy outside today, I have to say. Very foggy outside. Some text coming in already. George Bond, good evening, George. Mike in Brighton, good evening to you. Evening, Mike. Ollie K is in the house. Evening, Ollie. Ollie recently sent in a couple of pictures of his newly sprayed bike. Do you want to have a look? I'll show you during the show photos of Ollie's newly paint sprayed. It was a lovely colour. It's a really nice colour as it happens. Evening to Diane Jeb. Good evening, Diane. Mike says it's PM not AM. Is that what was wrong with it? PM not AM. Let's have another look. Where is it now? I don't have that on a button, do I? The clock, no. Where does it say AM? I can't see anything that says AM there. Where does it say AM? Wednesday the 3rd of March, 8 PM. Where does it say AM? Well, it's beyond me, dear. You've lost me there. What's wrong with the clock? Can you help me? Good evening to Fran Green. Good evening, Fran. There's no PM on. It was the animated clock that George is going on about. Hello to Mr. Sparky. Good evening, Paul in Cornwall. Have you done a trowel yet? No, you haven't done it, have you? Where is your trowel, dear? We need to be able to play your trowel on the radio, my love. And hello to Gary Ross, who says, just ignore George. I think I will have to ignore you, George. I don't know where you got that wrong. There's nothing wrong with the clock. We can't find anything wrong with the clock anyway. Perhaps if you know differently, do send us a text there and let us know. Mike, don't do it. Don't do that. You are in charge. You are possibly be blocked for that sort of thing. You've just wasted 4 minutes of tonight's show, haven't you? Good evening to Mark Jones, who says I'm able to watch another show. He might even ring in today. Well, we will be opening lines very, very soon. I just wanted to give you a little warning here. Are you a driver? A little story I picked up on the internet earlier on today. It's a couple of days old. It was in. I don't know if Mark Bowles is with us tonight. Have you received your key in the post yet, Mark? I sent him a key. I told him, just let yourself in whenever you want, darling. All right. I don't know if Mark Bowles has seen this. This is in a newspaper called Somerset Live. Oh, yes, dear. We don't just stick to the mainstream papers. Somerset Live, where the cows are and there's lots of mud and stuff like that. And that is, you could get £1,000 fine for putting a photo of a police van, I've got one here, of a police van on the internet and telling people where it is, right? It says in Somerset Live, and one of the other papers picked it up, which I can't find. I can only find it on Somerset Live. It says most drivers like to look out for one another and try to encourage safe driving on the roads. Now, you've seen one of these things, I'm sure, before, you know. I don't know if there's anyone actually in those things, really. I tend to think that the police, I don't know how it works really, the police would drive that somewhere, set it up, close the door and go off and do some more important work. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the story goes, people might think that flashing their headlights to warn others about an upcoming speed trap camera is an act of common courtesy, but it could land you with a fine of £1,000. £1,000 for that. Did you know that? I'll be honest with you. You know, sometimes you're on the motorway and you see these cars coming, flashing the lights, and you think, well, what's wrong there? Because the whole light flashing thing on the car could mean a million different things, couldn't it? Could mean you're letting someone in or something like that. You're not supposed to flash your lights like that, are you? I don't think. Well, if it's proved that you're warning people of a speed camera, you can get a £1,000 fine for that. It says some motorists may be aware of this risk, but choose to ignore it, and others are blissfully unaware of the rule of the road. Oh, that'd be BMW drivers. They don't even know you have to indicate, do they? Oh, do we have to indicate? Yeah, actually, yeah, especially when you're going round a roundabout. Mind you, the indication thing on roundabouts is all out the window, isn't it? No one bothers. Anyway, it says the highway code, and I'm very, very sure that those of you that drive know the highway code off by hand, don't you? You know every little... You don't? Did you say you don't? Really? Well, you should do. Very bad drivers. All of you. Bad. The highway... The highway code states that under Rule 110... Not 109, 110. Only flash. Headlights. Only flash your headlights to let other road users know that you are there. I'm going to just prove to you that I am here today. Are you ready? Because you might not realise I'm here. Here we go. Here. I'm here. Can you see me now? Now you can see me. You can see me before, could you? There you are. See, I just proved to you that I'm actually here by flashing my lights. Perhaps we should always start the show with a little bit of flashing. Is that appealing at all to any of you? A little bit of flashing before we start the show? Maybe, maybe not. It says, do not flash your headlights to convey any other message or intimidate other road users. And you see those, don't you? Listen, do yourselves a favour. If there's a car, if you're going a bit slow and there's a car behind you flashing their lights, just let them go. It's not worth the aggro. It really isn't. I'm a slow driver. Motorway, 60 mile an hour. Doesn't bother me. Stick to the speed limits. Doesn't bother me. I'll get there. And I often have people behind me flashing their lights. Just slightly slow down, or the worst thing you can do when they try and take over you, don't be stupid and put your foot down. You don't know who's in that car. There might be a mass murderer or someone with an axe or a gun or something. You have no idea who that person is behind you flashing lights. It's not worth the aggro. You might get one of those idiots that, you might have probably a faster car than you. That's the reason they're flashing the lights, you know. And he goes to go past, or she, and you put your foot down. I'm not going to let him in, but then he puts his foot down more. And he gets past, pulls in and slams on his brakes. Gets out the car with an axe. You don't know who's in that car. And actually, my sister and brother-in-law would tell you that when on our ways to Skegness. They know that I'm a reasonably normal, slow driver. I stick to the speed limits, you know. And on the way back through Lincolnshire, on the I don't know what the name of the road is. It goes through Horncastle, I think. Goes through Horncastle. Coming back from Skegness, if we've been for a night out. Well, I say a night out. When I say a night out, don't think we've been down some club or a pub somewhere. We're talking fish and chips. And a quick walk along by the sand, along the edge of the sand. That's a night out for us. Lovely. We get there at 7 and by 9:30, that's it. The night's over. Isn't it funny how things change as you get older? A night out used to be, for me, in the 90s, to get to this club, Turnmills, at 3:30 in the morning and be there till 1 in the afternoon. That used to be a night out. Now, It's a quick trip down to Skegness. As I say, we're not 8 o'clock. We probably get there usually about 7:30. And by 9:30, we're back in the car after having our fish and chips, possibly ice cream and a walk. And to add to the excitement of the night, sometimes we stop at Aldi on the way back. Sorry, I'm getting hot and cold in here at the moment. And that's a night out. But on the way back, you know, reasonable speed. I'm not going like 10 mile an hour. I'm doing 50, 55. The road is probably a 60, but there's a lot of tight turns on this road. And you get cars right up your arse, flashing. Just let them go. Won't bother me. Slow down a bit. Just let them go. It's just not worth the hassle. But this flashing headlights, no, you're not supposed to do it to warn people of a police speed trap or anything like that. It says police could charge anyone who appears to be obstructing the police's ability to conduct speed checks on other motorists with this criminal offence. It's a criminal offence. Did you know that? The maximum fine for obstructing a police officer is capped at level 3 on the fine scale with a maximum penalty of £1,000. You know, but I'm sure... I'm sure there's probably not many people who would disagree with me saying that flashing lights or something like that for a car, is that as bad as burglaring someone or murdering them or even minor things? What would you consider a minor crime? I don't know. I mean, nicking a Mars bar from a sweet shop or something like that. You know, to just warn someone about a camera ahead, and that's a £1,000 fine? Don't go along with that one at all. While we're on the subject of cars and motorways and things like that, about a week ago, we came out with a story once again about smart motorways. Now, do you remember, those of you that have been with us for years, and some of you have, Shania has been here for years and years and years, much longer than most of you, perhaps one or two more of you as well. But I was doing this show way before they introduced the first smart motorway. And the news came out, oh, smart motorways, what they're going to do is turn the hard shoulder. And I said then, what a stupid idea. And the only reason to do something like that would be to save money. You know, presumably. I mean, you wouldn't think it, with the amount of gadgets and gantries going across these motorways when they turn them from... I don't know what you would call it, a normal motorway into a smart motorway. The stuff, the cameras, flashing lights. I mean, how much less expensive is that than actually building another piece of tarmac? I do wonder. And then they have to make extra little bits, you know, like emergency refuges, don't they? But I said then... what a really stupid idea. Because the whole idea of that damn hard shoulder is that if you get into trouble, you can pull off at any point, you know. And I've been very lucky not to have had a car blowout. You know, the tyre when it goes bang. Frightening experience, that must be. Absolutely frightening, mustn't it? Has it happened to you? Have you ever had a tyre go bang while you're driving along? I can't, 70 mile an hour or more, some of you. I know what you like. It doesn't just happen at fast speeds, though, does it? It could happen at any speed. 50 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour. You're going along, bang! Now, it's bad enough trying to get across the road, I suppose, if you're in the fast lane or the overtaking lane on the right-hand side there and it goes bang. To actually get across from one side to the other, that must be bad enough. But to get across from one side to the other, when there's no hard shoulder... oh, the next refuge is a mile up the road. Well, what are you supposed to do? Do you literally break down in the fast lane and just stop? I've been going on the M3 a couple of years ago, this was now, and there's a bit of a bend. Now, the bend it's not like a right angle. There are no right angle bends on the motorway, but it's a bend. You can't really see that far in the distance if you're travelling at 70 mile an hour. 60 or even 50, you're going at a speed. So those bends come up on you quickly. And I just told you, I always go in the the slow lane, the left-hand lane. That's where I am. That would include on a smart motorway. Therefore, I will be on the hard shoulder because that is now part of the road. Unless it's one of those motorways that, the lanes change. But that's pretty obvious. It tells you on the signs, to get over. It just amazes me the amount of real thickos that think it's perfectly all right to go under a red cross. Once you see that red cross, you are not supposed to go underneath that. I mean, can there be that many real total and utter thickos who don't realise you can't go under that red X? And it gives you time before you get there. It tells you miles up the road, get over, and there it is, the red X. And they go underneath it. I wish every single gantry had a camera on it to stop people, to nick people going under the red X. Anyway, so I'm on the left-hand lane, so I'm going into London. I'm going, just minding my own business, driving along, and all of a sudden, round the corner, there is a car stopped in front of me, hazards on. He's broken down. He's broken down, or she, and they couldn't get into one of those emergency little bays. They're obviously broken down. Just because you break down doesn't mean... Oh, I've broken down. I'll just move the car into the emergency lane. No, the car probably couldn't move. Who came out with this most ridiculous idea of smart motorways? Anyway, it says MPs have launched an investigation into the safety of smart motorways after a coroner said they created an ongoing risk of death. Many people have died. We're not talking thousands. But one is too many, isn't it? In 2019, 14 people reportedly died on the roads on which hard shoulders had become driving lanes at peak congestion times or on a permanent basis. The Transport Committee is looking at whether they should go altogether or need better safety measures. So there we are. They are at least looking at it now. Ridiculous. Smart motorways, which use technology to maintain the flow of traffic and give information on overhead displays, have existed in England since 2002. So they've been around quite a long time now, haven't they? The all-lane running version, which involves opening the hard shoulder permanently to drivers, began in 2014. So, yeah, and I think the M3, which I'm on, I'm kind of between the M3 and M4 when I'm down here in Berkshire. Obviously, the roads in Lincolnshire are different, but there we are. Another version of the hard shoulder uses a dynamic one, which opens and closes to traffic depending on congestion. Well, I mean, that says to me, they only open it when there's traffic congestion. So they must know, without all these people dying, that it's probably not a good idea to do it all the time. It's stupid. AA and RAC have raised concerns that vehicles that break down on these sections of the road face greater dangers than before. Of course they do! Of course they do! You're in a little car, Juggernaut comes behind you. What if I had been a Juggernaut and suddenly came on that car? They can't just stop. It's the kinetic, the energy of the vehicle going forward won't allow it to just, no, it has to slow down. It has to slow down. These big lorry drivers, and I'm sure Gary Ross would tell you, they have to anticipate ahead. They can't wait until they right up the other car's arse to put their brake on. I mean, how blooming stupid is it? Anyway, they are looking at it. So that's very good news, isn't it? Good evening to Rachel Wheatland. Good evening to Rachel. Oh, she's coming in with her weight loss there. So there you go. Never ever report a speed camera on Facebook. Don't start uploading pictures on Facebook of speed cameras and telling people where they are. That's £1,000 fine, that is. £1,000! If you have got £1,000 to spare, do send it over. I have PayPal. just pop it on there for me, would you? And do let me know that it's there and I can check later on. Alrighty. Where's this text gone now? That's a second. There we are, Rachel. We're doing weigh-in today. Weigh-in day to Gage Gang. I've edited my weigh-in, people. I've written it all nicely out now. What I've done is written down your first lot of weight and the last lot of weight you put in. All right, my darlings, and we'll see how you're doing. There's no criticism of people's weight on here, okay? If you've gone up, so be it. It's just to be on the list, so we're all kind of together doing it. Do you know what I mean? And Rachel's just texted in her score there. This week she is 11 stone, 6 pounds, which is 1 pound off from last week. Round of applause for Rachel, please. What's that? What's that? It's a seal! I could do animal impressions. Very good, aren't I, really? Thanks for that, Rachel. Anyone else want to send their weight in? Up you come now, my darlings. Evening to Jason Hughes, who says, I always let people know when there's a mobile speed camera about. Most cameras are cash cows. You're not a cash cow, are you, darling? I'm still waiting for a tip from you. Dear me, you would never have the sign cash cow on there, would you? Eh? Jason says, I always let people know when there's a mobile key camera. Most cameras are cash cows and not even used in accident black spots for which they were meant to be. I totally agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Marky Baby Jones says, isn't that what they do when they go dogging, flashing headlights? Well, I wouldn't know about that, Mark. Perhaps you want to ring in and tell us about it, love. Hey, phone line's open, 020-8144-3477. Oh, well, that's a new one to us. Mark Jones goes dogging, dirty bastard. Oh, can't be doing anything like that. People going outside and letting other people watching in the cars. What's all that about, Mark? Can't you just close the door on your bedroom and do it privately, my love? God's sake, Mark, I'm very shocked at you, dear. Very shocked. Good evening to the lovely Steve Murray. Good evening, Steve, who says, no flashing lights for me, Chris. You'll have to put an epilepsy warning up first. Yeah, let's see if anyone's got epilepsy. Here we go. Go on. Oh, hang on. Before I start, can you set yourself up a camera so I can film you doing it as well, please? Thank you. Come on. Anyone got epilepsy? Let's have a bit of yellow. Do you like a bit of yellow or white or off? White. Yes, I thought you'd say white. All right, Steve. Hello, Steve. Good evening to John Parrish. Our friend Steve Allen back next week. Some cruel people on Twitter thrashing him today, sick buggers. Well, I was thrashed the other day on Monday. Did you read about that, John? Oh, dear. Don't even go there. Lefty Lovers, dear, didn't get the joke. Such an innocent little joke from little old me. You know me, dear. I'm not one to push other people's buttons to make them upset. Dear me. Well, I think we can safely say now I won't be getting a job on the BBC. But it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore because I've got my own globe now. I don't need to be on the BBC anymore. And I've got my own globe. Ow, the clock's wrong. What an idiot. What's wrong with the clock? Answer, nothing. Dear me. Isn't that right, Mike? Hello to Weird City Citizen. My mum gives people the evil eye when I'm driving her anywhere. Does she really? Do you find that keeps evilness away from your car? Is it a bit like this? Does she look out the window like that? Does she? Like this, like this? Like that, she's going past. Or as someone goes past, does she look at... Does she do that one? The motorcyclists like doing that one, don't they? I watch them sometimes. You know, when they feel that they can't get their way, they shake their heads like... Yeah, I'm telling you, you're asking for trouble if you do anything like that. Just quietly go about your business and keep out of trouble. That's what I say. Hello to Mike Harneman. Good evening, Mike, who says, hi, Chris. I know a lot of people who have been caught speeding and have managed to get out of it because there was no proof of who was actually driving the car. I suppose you could have a cardboard cutout, couldn't you? Who would you have on the cardboard cutout? There's a question for you. Meghan Markle. Have a cardboard cutout of Meghan Markle and Harry driving the car. One of those two. And then speed and see what happens. Evening to Daniel Holmes this evening. Good evening, Daniel. Ollie's never driven a car before. Nope, a little way to go yet. What car would you like, Ollie? What car would you like when you're old enough to drive one? Any idea? What would you like? Shania. Oh, Dad had a tyre blow up on the motorway in his lorry. But is he got like 2 tyres on each? What's that thing? That long thing, that bit of metal with a wheel at each end. I don't know what they're called. Do I look like a mechanic? Thank you very much. Clarissa is 7.5 stone. Thank you, Clarissa. I hope you don't mind, Clarissa, but I'm kind of combining metric and imperial measurements, so I'm going to put you down as 7.7. Do you see what I'm doing there? 7.7. 7 stone and 7 pounds. I shall shortly be revealing to you, live and exclusively on this programme. I didn't even do it on the radio show this morning because I forgot. Something else I forgot on the radio show was to talk about Holby City last night. That's tomorrow. I've already watched it last night, rather. I had look at that. That is last night's Holby, right? That was for the radio show this morning, but we never got round to it. I haven't got enough time, dear. I need 2 hours on there. Someone tell Clive to cancel his shows, and then I'll jump in for the 8 o'clock bit as well. 8 till 10 we need on there. Thank you. Well done, Clarissa. 7.5 stone there. Mike in Brighton says, you know I love you really. By the way, where did you get that jacket? Looking extremely smart today. Thank you very much. Marks and Spencer. This is a Marks and Spencer suit. And if you ask my family up north, they will tell you this is the suit that comes out at all of the family, important family things, like weddings and birthdays and christenings. I always have this. This is the one that always comes out. I think it's been cleaned once. Nice, isn't it, Mark? I've got trousers and all day that match. Don't know if they go on at the moment, the trousers, to be honest. Nice and sort of shiny colour. Yeah, I'm a bit lacking in half of my jackets you see are up at the caravan. They'll be all mouldy, dear. A little bit like myself. I'm falling apart here. Ollie, you wait till you get to my age. Bits fall off. I was over litter picking. I've got a litter picking video today for you. How's that? Isn't that exciting? See? The stuff I give you, totally free of charge. No charge. There's a litter picking video today that I created earlier. Okay, I had a camera crew following me around while I'm picking. Pick. Be surprised at what you find when you're litter picking. Thank you, Mike. He says I'm looking very smart. Amelia's just had her dinner. Right, okay, nice. Hello to Maureen. Oh, it's Maureen. And it's Maureen's birthday tomorrow. I was waiting for you to turn up, Maureen. Oh, Maureen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maureen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Maureen, my love. Hope you're well, darling. Oh, bless her, here on her birthday. Can people please wish Maureen happy birthday on if you send me a text 07451287337, I'll let her know that you've wished her happy birthday. Maybe Roy Brownlow, who's called in right now, would like to sing happy birthday to Maureen. Go.
No, it's my birthday today, Chris.
Right. Well, what about Maureen? See, there you go again. Just me, I. What about Maureen?
Okay, let me do it then.
Get on with it.
Just happy birthday, me and Maureen. Happy birthday, me and Maureen.
Oh, wow. No, so you put yourself first again. Number one, you included yourself in the song there. And number two, even if that was acceptable, you put yourself before Maureen. And it's not even alphabetical. M comes before R anyway.
Listen, be quiet. Happy birthday, Maureen and me. Happy birthday, Maureen and me. But I am more important.
Do you hear that, Maureen? He reckons he's more important than you. Don't think so, sunshine. You've not sung at my karaoke's. Happy birthday, Roy. How old are you tonight, darling?
I meant impotent, sorry.
What? Impotent? Are you?
Yeah, I guess I've hit the big 60 and I've had a terrible birthday.
Oh, that you will be impotent. Only dust comes out now. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's a bit too far, isn't it? Anyway, carry on, darling. Carry on. So you're 60 today. Are you really 60?
Yeah, I've had a fallout with my ex over my presents.
Oh, why'd you even bother talking to him? Once you're vexed, that's it. Move on, dear. All this, we want to remain friends. I don't think so. Bye-bye.
We're not all a bitch like you.
A bitch? Me? What a rude thing to say. How dare you? Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I said to her, Chris, now, Chris, I seek your great advice, oh wise one, on this, okay?
Yes.
Right, I said to her, a couple of years ago now, don't send me no Father's Day mugs or birthday mugs or anything like that. I've got 10 on top of my cupboard that you've sent. Don't send any more.
Right.
So she sort of got the message, and she didn't. She started sending money for birthdays and Christmas from the kids, obviously not from her, from the kids. So I said, don't send money, buy me something. Money's not like a present. It's, you've got to go out and buy it yourself.
What, your kids send you money?
Well, she does on their behalf.
Oh, it's a bit... I don't know about that one. That don't sit right with me for some reason.
So it's horrible. It's horrible. It's like not receiving. It's like not receiving. It's like buying yourself a present out of the money they send.
Not from children. No, it doesn't matter how old they are. I wouldn't. No.
Yeah. So anyway, Chris, back to the story. So my 60th birthday, big special occasion. So I goes and picks my present up from the kids. She's not in, but I picked them up from the kids. First one I open is a glass with 60 on it in a nice presentation box. I thought, well, it's a bit of a 60 thing. It'll go on top of the cupboard. Don't really need it. The second one I open is a mug, which I don't want, with 60 on it. So the third one I open, I thought, it feels like a bit of clothing. It's a T-shirt, Chris. Come on, I'm not going to wear this. A T-shirt, and it says, I am not, then in big letters, 60. I am a 20-year-old, 40 years in advance or something. I can't remember.
Right.
As if I'm going to wear that.
Well, I think you're extremely ungrateful. I'd be grateful for anything that come through my letterbox from my from any of my whatever small people. How old are these children?
Well, she's bought them, obviously not them.
Right.
Sophie's 11 and Carl's 14. My other son, he sent me £20 in a card, which I'm grateful for. Tom.
Okay.
And she did, well, give her a bit of leeway. She did put £10 in another card from Kyle. Then I got £15 from, like my stepson, I suppose. When I met Julie, he was 3. He's now 20 somewhere, Alex. So I suppose I can buy a bottle of cheap aftershave with that, 45 quid.
Yeah, I would recommend someone like you would need really strong aftershave to hide that smell that emanates from you as you walk along. I mean, I wouldn't like to stand behind you in the queue at Audi. And there's some bleating, smelly people that go in there. I'm telling you that now, especially the one in Boston. Oh, oh, they smell of wee as they walk around. It's disgusting.
Chris, you've got an advantage on the rest of us because they don't notice the smell. They're just too busy laughing at the face.
Well, I have a very amusing face. Listen, if you can't laugh with me, just laugh at me. I couldn't care less as long as you laugh.
Well said that, man. Well said that, man. So, yeah, anyway, besides that, staying all day for they came to do my electric meter.
What have they done to that?
A new breaker thing put in. They blew up my pay-as-you-go meter doing it.
What have they done to your meter? Changed it?
Yeah, they had to come and, because I'm going to have smart meters eventually, they had to come and put a breaker box for the negative connection. I didn't have one. So the guy came and did that, 10 minutes. When he went, I thought, my pay-as-you-go meter's not working. I can't see no digits on it. It's lit up, but no digits. So I had to phone around here, there and everywhere, and then eventually the British Gas came out, who's my supplier. He said, yeah, they've blown your meter up.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? They must have. I wonder if they reversed the polarity accidentally when they were putting it in or something. That's clever, isn't it?
I said to him, am I on free electric? He says, yeah, it's not registering. So anyway, he does that. He said, while I'm doing it, he says, I rent this house, Chris, I don't own it. Yeah. He says, your electric box, your stuff in your box is wrong. It's not safe. I said, what do you mean you're not safe? He says, well, look at this. He says, you have that trip switch, don't you? Your trip switch is screwed into the wall with one screw. So that's not safe.
I don't really know, really. I can't comment. I'm not sort of...
So, as well, my landlord, 2 weeks ago, my landlord had an electrician come and he's had to get the certificates and everything. And I said, he's checked it all and said it's all okay. It's, well, I ring your landlord up and tell him that he shouldn't have passed it like this.
Well, you must have a claim there somewhere. If they've passed something that's not right, it's probably an electrician on here that would be able to help you with that.
Yeah. So that was my day, staying in doing that. But besides that, I'm going to celebrate tomorrow.
No cake at all?
No cake for you, Chris.
Do you like a bit of a birthday cake or not?
No cake for you, Chris.
No, do you like a bit of a birthday cake or not?
No, not bothered, Chris.
You did not bothered? Because I was going to say, I think it was last year, I didn't get one. So I went out and bought one. Sod it. I went out and bought a birthday cake and ate the whole thing. This year, I got a birthday cake. Lovely birthday cake from my mate and his ex-other half. Right, which arrived. It was big. Very big. Let me tell you, I gave him a slice. And I gave him a slice to take home to his ex-other half. Right? I had the rest of the cake. In 5 days, an entire birthday cake. Thank you very much. Delicious. I highly recommend buying a birthday cake now and again for yourself.
I had a shepherd's pie.
Oh, well, it's not quite a birthday. Well, can you put candles on that? A shepherd's pie. Well, it's not a birthday cake, is it? A shepherd's pie.
Put the chips up in it.
Oh. What do you do? Arrange the chips around the plate, 60 chips, and put a little candle on each one of them or something? No. Is that what you do?
60 chips in the shepherd's pie. 60 chips in the shepherd's pie. And I couldn't get them to like, though, so, they had to give up on that idea.
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you. Well, thanks for the call tonight, Roy. See how long you can see how long you can be on the phone to me when you call in nice and early. Look at that, eh?
Okay, yeah, it's been a pleasure for you, Chris.
Now, listen, and I mean this. Happy birthday to you, sir. Everyone here wishes you a happy birthday. I'm now going to sing for you.
Oh, God.
Happy birthday to you. 1 minute. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roy. Happy birthday to you. You can't even shut up when I'm bloody well singing, can you? For 5 minutes. Shut your mouth and listen.
Guess what I type in the box when he stops. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, they do ring in, don't they? Clarissa. Hello to Clarissa. Clarissa has ordered me the 2 jackets that never arrived. Can you believe that? How nice is that? Wow. My jackets have cleared customs and are now on their way here. Oh, when you get them, can you hold on to them for a week? Because they have to be de-virused if they're coming from China. De-virused. And when they get here, you won't see them for a week. They will be going into my I'm quite serious, Clarissa. They will be going into my decontamination chamber that everything goes in for. All right, darling. Thank you there. Hello to Diane Jebb. Good evening, Diane. Who's wishing Maureen a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Maureen, my love. Okay. All righty. Who's this now? Amelia is now reporting she is 16 stone 7. And so she has lost. Amelia's been losing all the time, actually. Last week, she was 16 stone 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So she's lost 5 pounds this week, Amelia. Well done, Amelia. Christina Hunt is messaging in there. Wishes Maureen a big happy birthday. That's from Christina Hunt. Thank you, Christina, you lovely lady. And Ollie says, I've ordered myself a birthday cake, flavoured coffee earlier. I can't wait for it. When is your birthday then, Ollie? A coffee flavoured... Oh, and I'm not keen on coffee flavour. I like the smell. I don't really like the taste. I don't drink coffee, Ollie. It's bitter, horrible stuff. Let's go to the phones. George Bond is on the line. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Chris.
All right. Can I just ask you didn't reply. What was wrong with my clock earlier then?
I don't know. I've just seen in the chat box and we said your clock's wrong.
You saw it in the chat box. So without even looking at the clock and seeing what was wrong with it, you just texted me with that same message, there's something wrong with the clock. Very, very foolish. There's going to have to be pain and suffering. Did that hurt?
No.
I'll do it again then. Did that hurt?
No.
Right. Give me your nan's number. I'm going to ring her. That'll hurt. Nan! George is watching that weird bloke on the YouTube again. Nan! Nan! He's watching me again. Tell him. Is that it then? Anything else to say?
Yeah, about the speed camera thing.
Yes. Don't tell me you've run so fast past one that you've actually set one off.
No.
I can't see you moving that fast, my love. Not with you spending most of your life laying on that bed playing computer games and watching crap like this on the YouTube.
I was watching a thing on YouTube.
Yes.
And it was somebody recording somebody on one of those speed camera vehicles.
Okay, yes.
And did you know they're not actually real police inside?
They're not what?
Real police inside.
Oh, what's in there then? Couple of cows? Pigs? Lambs? I mean, what's in them? Snakes? I don't like snakes.
They are
Trust
students.
me. Are they not real police? What, are they just camera operators then, are they, or something like that?
They're just police students.
Oh, well, I mean, I know nothing about it, to be honest, so I can't comment. I don't know who sits in police vans. I mean, what a boring job that must be. My God, I bet they're all fat. I bet they're all really fat. All they do is drive around, then sit in that back of the van, taking pictures of... Oh, they're all perverts. Perverts, dear. That's all you get inside police camera vans. Pervs taking pictures of people and then touch themselves inappropriately while they're watching them. It's disgusting. I think they should all be nicked. Every last one of them. Have they passed these CBT things and all that business? Perverts. All of them. And they're fat and ugly. And they sit there. All they do is eat sandwiches and take a few pictures of people as they're driving along carefully, only 1 mile over the speed limit. That's what happens.
Yeah, I know. But I can't see a point why they're there for, to be honest.
Well, the speed camera vans are there to catch people going too fast.
Yeah, but it'd be better to put signs up.
People don't take any notice of signs. A complete and utter waste of time. Unless there's a camera there. Those speed... I mean, obviously you've got to have the speed limit signs, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't really need them. But people are so thick in this blooming country now that they don't know what the speed limit is on a normal road. Like the dual carriageway 60. Residential road is generally 30. But, you know, they have to have these signs. So you've got to have those. But the signs that say, slow down, flash, 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 I think they're an utter waste of money. The only way to get people to slow down is to stick a camera on a pole. And that's it.
Well, my Pat keeps getting speeded a long time ago. But it wasn't his fault.
Right.
Once he was twice in a police car.
Yeah.
And once when he was talking to me in the car and he didn't realise what the speed is up and it just went up and up and up.
Well, then that is his fault. He's not paying attention to the road. What do you mean it's not his fault? Of course it's his fault. The car doesn't just move on its own, does it? It doesn't speed up on its own, doesn't brake on its own. You've got to do something for that to happen. Yeah. So if he's going too fast, you can't say it's not his fault. Of course it was. I've been done speeding loads of times. Not recently, not in the last 5 or 6 years or so, because I slowed down. I got older and I didn't need to go fast anymore. I don't need to rush from A to B. Now, if I want to go up to the caravan, you know, obviously I can't go tonight, but if I wanted to go tonight, you know, it makes no difference whether it takes me 2 hours to get there or 5. You know, I'd probably be bored after about 3 hours. It's just, you can't say that. That's rubbish. It's not the driver's fault. And if he doesn't know the speed limit on the road, then that's not right either. You should know. That's why they have the highway code test, so that you understand that.
Also, something else as well. Can I sing to Happy Birthday to Maury?
Oh, God, you're not going to sing, are you, George? Oh,
yeah.
My God. Oh, please, no. We've just had Roy crucifying Happy Birthday and getting all the songs wrong. You want to sing it as well? Yeah. Oh, go on then, for Christ's sake.
Happy birthday birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Twice. Coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, George.
Thank
Have
you,
a nice
Chris.
evening and tell your mate to slow down. It's his fault. It is a sin in the face of God. I hope Shania's listening to this. Bye-bye, George. There we are, George calling in with his little regular call there. All right. Hello to Vera Taylor. Hello, Vera, lovely. Evening, V. She wants to wish Maureen a big happy birthday tonight. Thank you, Vera. Mick Davenport has just joined us. Good evening to Mick Davenport. Mike Heineman is wishing Maureen a happy birthday. Hello to Mark Jones, who's calling in now. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, guys. Many happy returns to Maureen. I'm not going to bore her with singing.
Oh, why not? What about poor old Roy? He's sitting there all lonely and depressed with crap birthday presents. Eh?
He can do one, self-obsessed person.
There you go, Roy. You can sing your own song because you're self-obsessed. That's not come from me. It's not come from me. I would never say anything specifically to try and upset someone, not even Gemma Collins.
I think they're maybe on the same par, with self-obsession.
Oh, you don't reckon Roy Brownlow and Gemma Collins together? Actually, they'd make quite a good couple, I think.
Oh, they would, wouldn't they?
I think they'd make a good couple.
Do you know two ugly people make a pretty baby?
Pardon?
Two ugly people apparently make a pretty baby, so
Is
they
that
might
right?
make a good baby. No, I don't know. I've made it.
I don't know either. There are. You know what, Mark? There are no ugly babies. I'm sorry, there are no ugly babies. They come out, and some of them do look a bit odd at first. And then they just grow up, and it doesn't matter if they've got an eye missing or a cleft palate or anything like that. All babies are beautiful. You know that. Am I right? Am I right?
No.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right, dear. Otherwise, you get blocked. You know that.
Well, you can block me if you want, dear. I've got some information for you, though.
Oh, standing by to receive the information. Just a moment. I need to record. Recording now. Carry on.
The pervy cameramen are called camera enforcement officers.
Right.
The only reason I know that is because I applied for a job, but I didn't get it because I weren't a pervert.
You weren't fat enough to get the job, and you're not a pervert. Very good.
What else did
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It just makes me die. All these people, and they're sitting there in front of, whether it's a speed camera or sitting there in council offices or whatever they're, security offices, and they've got these cameras that they can zoom right in on you, little joysticks, but you are not allowed to take pictures of your child at a sports day.
No,
It's crap. It's absolute crap. It really is. The world's gone mad, dear. My niece. I think it was my niece or I can't remember now. Yes, I think it was my niece. She took a picture of her little. It's either the girl or the boy, one of the two. I think it was the girl. Took a picture of a little girl, and some parent complained because her child just managed to get into the corner of the picture. So she complained to the head teacher. Why is my child on a photo? Oh, she don't worry about all these perverts watching cameras all over the place. No. My answer to that is, I just said to you, there are no ugly babies, right? But my answer to some stupid woman like that, why would I want to take a picture of your child? I mean, look at it. That's what I'd go down that sort of line, I'm afraid, and upset them even more.
So I've got another term for you as well.
Yes.
So now instead of calling people lefty loonies,
yeah,
these snowflakes, I've started to call them Karens.
I would never use such a term, lefty loonies. Me? Would I ever use such a term as lefty loony? Hush my mouth and zip my mouth up quickly. So we call them Karens now, do we?
Yeah, Karen. Don't be such a Karen.
Even the blokes?
Yeah, they're even worse to be Karens.
You call the blokes Karens. Oh, he's a Karen. That's very good,
Yeah,
Mark.
and-
Now, go on.
I've got to fight my words on because when George said that it wasn't his dad's fault, but then the speed were going up, I nearly spat my drink all over the place.
Sorry, can you speak up a little bit, Mark?
When George said that his dad got 2 speeding tickets or whatever he said, but then it wasn't his fault, but the speed was going up, I spat my drink out.
Yeah.
He was laughing.
Well, yeah. Car don't move itself
Not his
along, does it?
fault.
Unless it's a
He only put
diesel.
his foot down on the gas.
Have you ever driven a diesel car, Mark? Mark?
No.
Mark?
No.
No, they kind of move along on their own. Seriously.
I'll do this.
Yeah, yeah. If you're in a diesel car, you can take your foot off the clutch and it will move. I'm not talking 70 mile an hour. Very slowly and move along on their own. Yeah. Very
I
good.
didn't say that that's not going to cause you to get a speeding ticket, though, is it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Now, Mark, while you're on there, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us, because you do some radio as well, don't you? Not on Reach on Air, somewhere else, don't you?
No, I don't. I have got an account on Reach on here, but I've never used it.
Why?
I don't know. I just never really used it.
It's so
'Cause
easy.
that's where I was going to go when I was going to do a comeback, but I decided not to.
Why? Oh, well, you
know.
went somewhere else, didn't you? Are you on a community FM station or something?
Well, it's not FM. It's just a community online radio. I don't know why they all seem to put FM on the end of the names.
Yeah, I
think
noticed
they
that as
call-
well. Yeah.
You will start to see stuff at stations that call themselves, let's say, Chris Reardon, DBA, not DBA.
DAB.
What's
yeah.
that? DAB. That's the one, dear. They're just silly, aren't they? But yeah.
Well,
No, so I do a show on Monday.
That if you don't mind me saying so, Mark, I think that's an excellent idea. You know, I could have my own radio station with just me on it. I think the
that'd be
listeners would go
excellent.
up and up and up of something like
Could
that.
it be a night service just
Could
to help me sleep?
A night, well, it'd be 24 hours. It'd be 24 hours, just me on the radio. There'd be nothing
That'd
else
be
on there.
perfect. So when I'm
Only
having
me.
a nap in the afternoon,
I mean, I don't know
I'll
if
be able
you're
to put it on.
aware. Don't know if you're aware, but when I finish my radio show in the morning, right, when I go out on my walk, what do you think I listen to?
you don't listen to yourself. I know you're not.
Oh,
up to date.
I do. Oh, it's fantastic.
I
Best
don't believe
entertainment
you.
I've ever heard in my life. I listen to myself.
I don't believe you.
But at the moment, I could only have me in one ear today because my earbuds have failed. One of them has stopped working. Look.
No.
Yeah, if I just put these in like that, that's
Can't
supposed to
see
chart.
you, though, with
One-
them on the phone.
See, there's only a red light on one of them. One of them has failed.
That's
So-
not very good. Where did you get them from? eBay?
Yeah, November, right? So I got these in November. It failed yesterday, so that would be the 2nd of March. So I went straight on the Amazon thing, and guess when the window of return ended? Guess. Go on, have a
2 days
guess.
ago.
28th of February. 1 day ago. Well, 2 days ago. Can you believe it? And I'm looking, do you know, and they were only 23 quid, and I thought, do you know what? It's just not worth the effort. So I actually ordered the same ones again.
They are
but-
good, some of them little earbuds.
Eh?
They're really good. They're really good, some of them little earbuds.
What are you doing to that phone, dear? I hope you're better on the microphone than you are on that phone.
Oh, I am. I love a good fader, you know.
Well, get on with it. What are you saying about earbuds?
I was saying that they're nice.
Oh, they are
That's all.
nice. Yeah, these
That
are
was all, dear.
they're quite good. These, yeah.
I think I might turn into a Karen and start going in the chat and complaining.
Who's complaining? Who's complaining?
No, I'm going to go in there and start complaining. I'm going to join them. If you can't beat them, join them.
What chat?
That's what
Oh,
I
the
said.
chat box.
The chat box.
Oh, I can't be bothered with that, mate. They're just a load of people rowing with each other and moaning. Nah, you go in
Oh, I
there
think
if
they
you
was
want
moaning,
to.
I think they was moaning about your clock earlier.
Oh,
Clock,
there
that
was nothing wrong with the clock. That's just it.
Yeah,
That's just
Karen,
it.
that's
What
all it
probably
is.
happened, because I didn't know, apparently it was in, George said he saw it in the chat box. So he then sent me a text of something he saw in the chat box without even checking it. I mean, how thick can that be?
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's like these newspapers that print stories. What about that BBC? The best one would be the BBC one with Cliff Richard. When they reported that all this business about Cliff Richard being having young people or minors in his flat, but it didn't happen. Egg on their face. Check the story first.
Didn't he sue them for that?
I don't know, but he should have done. He should have done. Terrible, terrible. And once you get something like that, I think you see mud sticks. That's I don't think I haven't come across anyone who think he was a bit dodgy at all, to be honest. But often, once you've had like these nasty crimes, there's some nasty crimes out there, and people are accused, and then they go for the court and all that business, and they discover that they didn't actually do it. So that's it, free, written off. But other people, they make up their minds. And you know how stubborn some people are. They get this idea in their mind and there's no talking to them. They've decided that's going to happen. That's what happened because that was in the news stories. And that person's reputation is completely and utterly ruined for a full story.
Get cancelled, don't they? There's that cancel culture at the moment.
And this comes right back to this show here, right? Whereas the... what was the word I used? The reputation of my United Kingdom talk clock today was completely ruined by someone who said it was wrong. It's been ruined. I may have to get another clock now. It's been ruined. Ruined. Well, good luck with your lessons on using a telephone, my darling. All right?
That's okay, darling. I'm at work anyway, one's got to go.
I did ask you what radio station you were on before you started going off in other directions.
I'm not going to promote them.
Why not?
I only like to promote myself, you see. I'm going to be more self-important.
Okay, so where can we listen to...
I'm learning off your listeners.
Let me rephrase the question, as it's a little difficult for you to understand. Where can we listen to you on the radio?
So if you go onto facebook.com/Mark on the radio, all the information is there, dear.
Don't you like anyone else on that station then or something?
Not really. Anyway, one's got to go and do some more work.
Thank you, Mark.
I love you and leave you.
Nice to talk to you. Cheerio there. Mark Jones on the line. Always like talking to a bleeding politician, isn't it? You can't get an answer out of them. Dear me. Hello to Chris Cross. Hello, Chris. There's my very good friend, Chris Cross, who wants to wish Maureen a big happy birthday today. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. Happy birthday, Maureen. Chris ran out of electric today, didn't you? About 9:30. I was talking to him on the phone earlier. About 9:30 in the morning, he was doing stuff and all the electric went out. I had to go and put 20 quid on his key or something like that. All right. Amelia has a stress. Do you know, every time you send a text, Amelia, you've had a stressful day. I don't know why. Maybe you should look around to do something else, my love. And Sherry says, good evening, Chris, and all your viewers. Can you please tell John that I love him very much and to stop being grumpy, but be happy. Oh, he's one of those, is he? Oh, we're not into grumpy people on this programme, not really. If you want that, just watch BBC News 24. I tell you what shocked me. I'm sorry if you're Scottish. I don't mean this in any demeaning way at all, right? But when we had the budget on today, right? So I put BBC News 24 on, about 12:30. What's on? Bleeding the Crankies on. There's the Crankies on there. Talking about this Scottish... there's some sort of hassle going on there between her and Alex Salmon. I'm completely and totally uninterested. How is that on BBC News 24? What? Where's the budget? BBC 2? What's all that about? Surely that should have been the other way round. The main news channel should have been covering that budget, not Nicola Sturgeon and Alex Salmon. Shocking state of affairs. Shocking, that one. Did you notice anyone else think that? Steve Murray, Maureen, Steve's wishing you a happy birthday as well there. Happy birthday to you. And on the phone now is Daniel Woodhouse. Good evening, Daniel.
Hang on a minute, old son, hang on. I've just got a bit of the old Roger McGough here. Just a minute.
You got what?
I had to touch the old Roger McGough. That's, Roger McGough cough.
Oh, I've got that. There's with this little throat problem, I'm getting a little tickle now and again, which actually it's not all there. It's not there now, as you noticed. But I had it this morning while I was doing my radio show. Actually,
it's not the best time to have it, eh? Then you got, you just got to play a bit of music there, and then you might just be able to cover it.
Oh, well, thanks very much for your advice on how to do a radio show.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what we got here, because you just mentioned the old Scottish problems they got at the moment with the old Nicola McSturgeon and what have you.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a bit of that today, and I realised something about it. Salmon, Alex Salmon plus Nicola Sturgeon equals Fish War.
Fish War?
Yeah, they're both named after fish, salmon and
Oh,
sturgeon.
yes, that's very good. Salmon and stuff. Very good. You could write as a comedian. Let me see if that's an offensive joke. You see, I don't know if that would get on the BBC. You might have the same hassle that I had the other day on someone's Facebook wall.
No,
that's a really horrible thing.
Actually, there.
Eh?
If most people start taking offence, I just sort of pull them back, and I think just say, "Come on, calm down. Oh, sorry, it's only a joke there."
Calm down,
but what
dear.
I found
Calm
about
down,
Alex
dear.
Salmon was that there's certain things about him. I mean, if he wears a pink shirt, would that be pink salmon? If he goes red in the face, is that red salmon?
Red salmon. Well, I think he'd be probably red more than anything else. He just get ever so angry, doesn't he? Bless his little heart.
And if he ends up in hot water over all this, would that be poached salmon?
Have you written these down? These are very good.
Yeah, well, it's been playing on my mind
It's
all
very
day. I
good.
had to do something for this show, didn't I, tonight?
Did you watch any of the budget? I didn't see any of it there, really.
I had it on all through the day. It was great show. It was.
Was
I
it?
thought absolutely brilliant. Old bit of rhetoric.
See, I think they should break up the budget and important speeches like that, perhaps with little jingles or something like that to make it more interesting. Now and again a little jingle comes on. Da 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 da. It's Rishi Sunak on the budget day. Da. And he could break up, the different parts of the budget, perhaps with a jingle or two. Does that work for you?
Well, I found yesterday, talking of jingles, I actually found a really good one yesterday.
Oh, yes.
It's an American one, it was. Because there'd already been this bloke called, what's his old name now? Victor Lewis Smith.
Evening Standard writer.
Yeah, I think he was now, yeah.
Yes.
And he used to do this thing on the telly. It was called TV Offal.
Right.
And
what is that, TV Offal? What is that?
Oh, it was an absolute piss take of all these, of all the ghastly backside of television.
Is that a newspaper?
No, it actually was on television.
It's a TV programme. Okay, yeah. What's that, Channel 4?
Television's like, it must be a really big backside it's got.
Is that a Channel 4 thing, is it? Sounds a bit Channel 4, yeah.
And he did this thing where he'd take this tune and make this thing about a celebrity, and it always end up with something like, if it was David Attenborough, he'd go, "It's nice being Dave," and he did like Carol Vorderman, nice being Carol, and then. But I found yesterday I was playing these American radio jingles, and they went through about like 10 of them, and then all of a sudden it was that tune. It was that same tune.
Oh. And
I found out, and it's actually it's nice in Detroit. It's a Detroit radio station. It was taken from that.
Oh.
I know of, but I just thought with that tune, that could actually be yours in this. It could start da 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 da, and then go United Kingdom talk.
I see what you're saying there. Now you're saying so you heard the same tune but with different words. Now this is how a lot of the radio jingles, you order them. I have two of my own. I have two main jingles, which they make 6 out of altogether. So there's 2 like bits of singing, then they have just 2 bits of singing and music. Chris Ridden in the morning, reach on air. Right, so you get that. Then you get Chris Ridden in the morning, reach on air, but without the music, so just singing with no backing. And then you get a little bit of music and reach on air. So in actual fact, you get 6. 2 main things, and they make 6 out of them. Now, how do you think that happens? Right. So you go on the website. In my case, and actually someone's just texted in here about jingles. Alan Ross, which I'll read you in a minute. Good evening, Alan. Okay. So we go on this website. In our case, radio jingles 20. I can't remember they were called now. Hang on, yes, here he is. radiojingles24.com. radiojingles24.com. You can go on there if you want and have a little look around, and you'll find a catalogue of bits of music, right? And they are sectioned off. So you have oldies style, CHR, which I think is country music style, modern style, and something else. I think there's 4 different styles. So you choose your style. In my case, oldies. I've got oldies jingles. And then you'll have a list of, I don't know, about 8 bits of music with demonstrations of that jingle. Okay? So you listen to your 8 bits of music and you decide which bit of music you want. You then write down what you want sung over them. So I said, Chris Reardon in the morning, reach on air. That's what I wanted, because I listened, I heard the song in my head and I knew what I wanted to sound like. You send them the script, you send your money. These are not cheap. I've got to tell you, they're not cheap. One jingle is going to set you back about 140 quid. Right?
Oh.
Okay, so not cheap. But cheaper than if you was to have them bespoke. So what I mean by bespoke is that you would go to a company and say, I want you to make some jingles, and they will make them from scratch. Forget hundreds of pounds, look at thousands. Okay? Right? So you choose your thing, you send off your script, you send off your money, and literally a day later, they come back to you as jingles. Now, I don't know if I could play, because there'd be people on here that don't listen to the radio station. I don't know if I could play you one of my jingles, whether or not the copyright thing would come up. So I'm not going to. I can't do it. No, I better not, in case the copyright thing comes up. Because the bit of music has probably got copyright on it, so I can't play it to you. If you want to hear my little personal jingles, have a listen tomorrow morning here. Okay, I'm on there tomorrow morning, and there's 2 of them. I'll play them both tomorrow, and you'll hear them on there. So that's how it works. Daniel. That's how it all works,
yes. Yeah, Daniel Williams. Well, at least I know that now, yeah. So it's all bespoke stuff.
Yeah, so that's why...
Twist it around what you like.
That's why you hear the same tune with different words over it and different radio stations, because a lot of them use the same little bit of music. They just change the words in, and that's quite a cheap way to do it. And the company gets a singer in. Someone said to me, "Oh, is it artificial intelligence singing it?" No, they have a singer come in. That's their job. And you can.
Oh, yeah. So it's not like Muzak. A lot of people think the music I listen to is all like electronically generated and all that. They don't realise it's all proper musicians and all that.
Oh yeah.
Just because most of it comes from the test card. But anyway, I'm going through your old agenda here.
Oh yes,
because you said about it on the radio this morning.
Oh, okay. You've looked at the list of things on the show tonight. Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, I always go through your agenda just in case, and it's got here how much are you worth in cows?
Yes.
Well, I said I was keeping this quiet until tonight because I've come up with a definitive answer to that one.
Oh yes.
As far as I'm concerned, how much am I worth in cows? Not as much as I'll be worth in Shanklin. That's special. A
little joke there for our Isle of Wight friends. How fantastic is that?
Yes, I did very well in Shanklin once. We was on holiday down there, and Mum said, "You want a bit of a break from this holiday canteen food here?" So we go to the local curry house. So we went to the curry, had an Indian. And it was the biggest Indian I'd ever had. You know, I come back, I was apple tarting all night long. I was.
Oh God! Oh my word! How awful! I seem to have that a lot at the moment in bed, and it wakes me up. Terrible wind all the time. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, and I went. This one you got here. How many alligators can you get in house? Well, depends on the house, doesn't it? I'd say cram all the alligators you can get in the gaff.
Yes.
And then just walk out and just say, "See you later, alligator."
See you later, alligator. Da, 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 in the wild crocodile. Da, 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 da. Very good.
Yeah. What else have we got down here? Oh, and we got that bit in the old budget that he only touched on it really briefly. this pub buyout thing. That's got this idea that they want communities to get together and buy out pubs or even any old tatty building that you can find that you think might be going down the pan, which in Romford, that's most of them.
Look at all the alligators on the screen.
No, he's got all the alligators. Oh yeah, I just seen that one. Yeah.
Of course, I got alligators on the screen. This is professional setup, dear. It's all prepared.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
even
looking
without
down,
you calling in, I've rehearsed this show several times before I sit here and appear before you in all my glory.
Oh, you haven't. You've done
Yes.
it very well, son.
Thank you. Carry on.
Yeah. So you got this pub buyout, and so I'm thinking I might go into that because I've got to have something to keep the bingo going. Otherwise, I'll be out of a career. And because we say, yeah, thanks. What we say with bingo, it might be a game to you, but it's a career to me. And so I think we'll have to have a pub now. I think I'll buy a pub, do it all out in nice teak, varnished teak there. We'll have a special room in the pub for my mum. We'll call it Mars Bar.
Mars Bar. Well, does your mum like a little drink or not?
Oh, she used to be, when her and our late Auntie Shirley always used to be on the Old Baileys at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You only ever see that at Christmas. They can't sell much of it, can they?
No. I was going to have a bit of it once. She poured it in a glass. I took a whiff of it and I thought,
No, it's not for you, is it? No. Nah.
Yeah. So,
Right, give up now.
yeah. Oh, she's telling me to give up now, and actually, it's quite good. So I've got through the bottom of my agenda here.
Oh, you've done it all. Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I
I bought a bit of extra cheer to your old friends here.
Listen,
watching this.
your calls are very, very entertaining. You're very entertaining, and you don't take offence when I take the mick out of you either. So it works very well, Daniel. As
Yeah.
always, your calls are popular. You know that.
Yeah.
People like you calling in, so call in again soon. All right.
Of course, Chris.
Cheerio, Daniel.
See you then,
by
old
the
son.
way,
All
by the way, I did notice how well dressed you were for your little bingo game last night.
Oh, yesterday in the afternoon, yeah.
Oh, was it afternoon? I see it back on the replay thing. Oh,
Yeah, it was
you'd
in
done
the
your hair.
afternoon.
You had a little shirt on and everything. Why don't you look like that in real life, lovey?
Well, because normally I'm not all. I haven't really done that sort of thing for about 10 years now. To be honest, last time I did it was a special PTA thing for a school in Wembley Park.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I need more. See, I need more of that. You see,
Yeah,
that's what I need
yeah,
a bit more of. You see.
Are you giving
That's
away
what-
You're not giving away prizes, though, are you?
Well, no, I always say when I do the bingo, anything to do with prizes, or either like physical prizes or prize money, that's down to the events organisers. All I do is I just deal with the books and the calling.
Right. Good. All right, Daniel, have a nice evening, and hello to your mum.
Chris.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Oh, yeah, Daniel, and he heard his mum calling in the background there. Nice little call there. Alan Ross is in the house. Good evening, Alan. He's on Reach on Air tonight. I don't have a poster for you, Alan, do I? There's no poster for you. I've only got my one and Sparky's one there, unfortunately. But, yeah, let's shove that up again then. Oh, well, that's on the button, that one, isn't it? Where is it now? Reach. There we go. That's where Alan Ross is tonight. He'll be on at midnight tonight. ReachOnAir.com. Alan Ross tonight. ReachOnAir.com. And Alan just writes in here. Evening, Chris. Just saying hello. Had a new jingle made by Radio Jingles 24, which I'll be playing tonight. Sounds like she sings Aline Ross rather than Alan, but still sounds fantastic. Well, I look forward to hearing that tonight. What time can I be with you tonight? How about, are you going to play that first? 12 o'clock comes. So straight after the news, you could start with that, couldn't you? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang, played the jingle. I'll be there to listen. If you can tell me, then I'll make sure I'm there, because I join you at different times during the night. And I don't always send you a text. Once the phone's off, I leave it off. But if you could play that just after 12 midnight, I want to hear that. Thanks, Alan. George says, my leg still hurts. I found out why, because I've started my walk. Oh, will it go? It's because you've never used it, dear. Get off the bed and go walking. Maureen, thank you, Chris and everyone, for your good wishes. It's nice, that, isn't it? All those people wishing you happy birthday there, Maureen, and Roy as well there, of course. Mike in Brighton says, one earbud failing is very common and easy to fix. Oh, you're not going to tell me how to fix something again, are you, my love? Huh? Your fixes don't work. Well, how do I do it then? What do I do? I've sent you a fix video and the principle is the same. Okay, well, I'll try it, but it just doesn't come on at all. Doesn't come on. And also, when you put these in here, they're supposed to automatically charge, right? So that one does. See the red light? That one don't come on at all. Have you really sent me another fix video? I bet it don't work. Oh, I might give it a go, I suppose. Hello to... oh, gosh, there's a lot of emails here. The trouble is, what happens is the texts come to the emails, if you see what I mean. The texts go to the emails and you kind of lose the emails a bit. Oh, it's Mark. Hello, Mark. Mark Cobain. Hello, Mark, all right? Who says, hello, Chris. Hope all well. Been a while since we've spoken. It was his 30th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you for yesterday, Mark. Another birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mark. I hope you're still with us. I know it was 45 minutes ago you sent that there. What's this Paul sent me? Sparky, you're listening to DJ Sparky spinning the best. Oh, no, you've got to make a trail. Like a bit of audio advertising your show. That's what I mean by a trail, not just like a line of text. Yeah, we're waiting for that. We're waiting for your trail. Alan will play it as well. We all play each other's trails. I'm surprised at the very few trails that people actually send. You know, you would think people would want other people to play their trails. You know, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because then you get to advertise your show on someone else's station. That being said, make sure it's a good one. You know, because if it sounds crap, no one will play it. If a trail sounds crap, and people just like, oh, I'm not playing that. Just awful, bad quality or something like that. So make sure it sounds sort of reasonable there, Spark. You want a little bit of audio advertising your show there. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mark. Clarissa, Joss wants to know, where did you get your pineapple jacket on? It's from a Chinese site. Do you know, I can't remember the name. Where do I get the backdrops from? Does anyone remember where I get the backdrops from? Gosh, what's the name of the site now? Is it Rose something? Rosegal.com. I think it's... Hang on, let me have a look. Let me have a look for you, darling. Now, I've bought quite a lot of... All the backdrops come from Rosegal, ROSEGAL.com. If you ever want to look at those, type in the search bar tapestries. Tapestries, as in wall hangings, and you can find them on there. That's where I got the pineapple jacket from. Hang on, men's... and I think you type in men's blazers. I think. Men's blazer. Hang on, let's have a quick look. Men's blazers. There we go. Loads of them. There's loads of them. I can... all of... I think almost all of the men's blazers have come from there. I'll take a picture for you. Here, Clarissa, look at the screen, darling. There's a lot of Christmas ones. The Christmas ones you'll get quite cheaper at the moment than they normally are. All right. What shall we take a photo of? Let's do these ones here. There's a lot of Christmas ones, an awful lot of Christmas jackets. In actual fact, there doesn't seem to be as many as there usually is. But here we are. What do we got here? Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. We don't want Christmas. Sort by relevance. We sort by relevance and see how that works. Now, remember, these are quite cheap things, you know. We don't want white. I'm just getting Christmas ones up at the moment. Ah, there we go. Here's some sort of couple of non-Christmas ones here. Hang on a minute. Oh, damn. Take a picture for you and show you. There you go. There's some here, Clarissa. All right. So that's from the site there. Okay, all different ones. All right. And you'd be looking... They seem to have gone up a little bit, to be honest. They're about $30. They're about $30 each, these things. Okay. To be fair, there doesn't seem to be as many as there used to be. Unless there's another page, is there? Relevance. Let's try new. See new. New ones. Oh, there's some plain ones as well. All sorts. So have a look around there. Pineapple, hang on. Pineapple jacket. Oh, they're all ladies' stuff. Men's. Hang on. Men's. Men's pineapple jacket. I can't find it now. Pineapple blazer. Maybe they just don't do them anymore. But there we go. So Rosegal, ROSEGAL.com. All right, so have a little look at that, my love. Alan's going to play it straight after the news at midnight. Excellent. And he's done a poster, but he's not very creative. I'll send over the poster, then I can put that up whenever I mention your show towards the end of the show there. All right there. Fran, have you heard the Swishy Trail? I play that often, don't I? Is that the one that goes, hooray for Hollywood? But I play that a couple of times a week, don't I? So you can't just play the same stuff all the time, otherwise people get bored of it. You haven't got the time. Otherwise there'd be no time for me to talk. And just imagine what a terrible thing that would be if I couldn't have time to talk. Maybe that's why I've got a bad throat. Maybe I've got to shut up for a week or so. I don't know. Oh, excellent. Excellent. He's got the music and all that, and it's all been done. Thank you, Paul. Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Good evening to Michael Bowman joining us tonight in Australia. Good evening to you, Michael. Welcome along to the show. Now, we were just doing... Oh, can I show you? I'm going to show you Ollie's bike now. Is Ollie still with us? I don't know if Ollie's still with us at the moment. I've made him wait too long for this, really. Ollie recently had his bike resprayed. Lovely colour. Check that out. There you go. That's Ollie's bike. And he's sprayed that like a purpley... mauve colour. That's quite nice, isn't it? There's another sort of a little bit blurred, that one there. Okay. So he's very proud of his bike there. Well done, Ollie. Very nice colour. Did you choose the colour yourself? It's nice, isn't it? Lovely colour. I quite like yellow myself. I like the colour yellow. That's my favourite colour. It's nice and bright, isn't it? Yellow. Now, looking at that bike and those tyres there, let me just come back to that there. Show you those tyres, right? I found something like that today, Ollie. I found a tyre like that on my litter pick. Would you like to see what I found this morning on my litter pick? I'm doing a slightly different area. I'm not going over the forest at the moment. There's a path on this side of the main road. So you cross the main road, busy road, 60-mile-an-hour road, right? You cross that to get to the forest. People have died at that crossing. It's not a good crossing. I mean, it's not a crossing. You just walk across the road. But it's on a corner. And you can't really see one side. You can only see one, depending on when you side. You say it's that side or that side. You've got to be really careful and use your ears as well to listen for the cars. But nevertheless, I usually cross that road and then I go into the forest and do litter picking. I'm not crossing the road at the moment. I've started doing this side. There's a path. A mud path. Not like tarmac. There's a mud path that goes... If I can explain, so I come up the top of my road, get to the top, then I cross my road, go over a little bit of grass, and then I go down this like little mud path, and at the end of it is the road. Just before the road is a mud path running parallel to that road, and a few trees and shrubs in between. More in some places, bigger, littler, like that. That path I've decided to clear at the moment. You wouldn't believe the amount of filth and rubbish there is on this path. I don't think it's been done for years. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I discovered that it seems to be that when someone has their fence done, right, along this path, they take the old fence down and just leave the damn thing there. Shocking. It's shocking. So they take the old fence down, along with some little bits of rubbish, and leave it there. And there's a new fence. And it's like, what's all this? No one's taken the old fence away. And it also seems to me that some people on the other side of the fence, i.e. their houses and gardens, drink cans of drink and literally just throw them over the fence. Dirty, disgusting, filthy people. And I must pick this stuff up. I can't bear it. And I managed an hour today, and in an hour I filled up ever such a big bag. Have a look at this. Hello. Well, I'm out here doing a little bit of litter picking today. Here's a path, okay? There's a main road there, all right? I'm not going up as the main road. It's just a long path, and I've been out about an hour, and I thought I'd show you what I've collected in an hour, just along the path. I tend to be quite thorough, if you see what I mean. So not just along the sides of the path, but in the bushes. If I see something shining in the bushes, I'll get that as well. There was one bush, I can't get to the back of it. There's a load of tins and I cannot get through. It's like rhododendrons. But here's some of the other stuff. In an hour, I've filled up this bag, okay? Plant pots, tins, bottles, you can see all this stuff down there. This is 1 hour, right? And then, well, it's almost like a thing on the generation game. Look, we've got a lovely tyre here. Who wants to, anyone want to buy that off me? £5, you can have that. There's one of these fantastic disco lights. And a box. Now, there's a load of bricks there. I can't pick those up, they're just too heavy. But it's like just an hour. All that in just an hour. Let me show you where the tins are I can't get to. Don't know if you can see those. They're right in the back there, and they're under this undergrowth. And if I come back a bit, you'll realise, well, I can't get to them. I've gone around the side and everywhere, but perhaps a little bit more effort. I could bring some cutters or something and cut the trees back a bit, and I might be able to get that turn there. Anyway, that was my morning. Quite pleased with myself. And that's what I found this morning. Just an hour. And I must admit, there was too much in that bag, and I struggled to drop that. But I'm now registered with the council. So now they provide these special red bags. Tenants and residents can't get these red bags unless they register to do something like this as like a volunteer. They bring around your bags. You can get a litter picker. You get a high-vis jacket if you're going along the road. I have my own, which funnily enough, I found years ago when I was doing another litter pick for myself. I found this high-res. I thought, well, I'll have that. Put it in the washer. It's perfectly all right. So I didn't take the high-vis jacket, and gloves. They give you gloves as well, and you can just go out and do your business. And because you've registered, I don't need to put that bag in my bin. What I do is take it to somewhere obvious, like the road sign. So I struggled with this bag because you can't really leave it on that main road. Struggled with this bag to the top of my road and put it down by the sign, my sign of the road. You take a photograph of it, and then you got a thing on your mobile phone. You then fill out this form, tell them exactly where it is, how many bags there are to collect and what colour they are. You send a photo, click send, and it goes off to the council, and someone just comes around and picks it up. Happy days, you know. And you feel good about doing it. There's quite a few of us doing this now. I'm not doing it as a group. I find I do work easier on my own. I find it difficult to work with large groups of people. You know, and then someone would be in charge. Oh, you're not doing that. Oh, please do me a favour. I'll pick it up as I blooming well want to. That being said, there's some very good people out there. Some do it on their own. Some do it as a group of people. It's quite a nice way to meet people as well, I suppose, if you want to do something. Tends to be old people. There's not many young people doing it. Old people who perhaps have got nothing to do, you know, during the day, like me. You know, God knows what I'd be doing if I didn't do the radio show in the morning and then litter picking. I mean, why would I need to get out of bed? You've got to have a reason to get out of bed, whether it's to go to school or to work, or if you haven't got any of those things, you need to find something. You need to find something in your life to get you out of bed at a reasonable time in the morning. You're not blooming 11 o'clock when you wake up, or 2 o'clock because you've been up all night playing blooming PlayStation or something like that. You need a reason to get out of bed there. Thank you, Rachel. She says, keep up the good work. And you know, the amount of people that stop and thank you when you're doing that. Although usually I can't hear them because I've got two earphones in, Mike. Today I could hear them because I only had one in. Perhaps there's a lesson to be learnt there. Do you know what I mean? All right, we still got the phone line open if you want to call in 0208 144 3477. We've done some of the weights. Anyone else calling in with their weight tonight? I am not such a large drop as I did on the first week, and I told you that. When you start changing your food and that, I don't like to use the word diet because, you know, I do the Slimming World thing. Last week I lost £5. I started 13.7.2. Last week I was 13.1.8. This week I'm 13.1.2. And I must admit, disappointed with that. Disappointed because I know how good I've been. Really. There's been no crisps, no sweets, no biscuits, cakes or bread. An accidental bread on a pizza this week. Not a pizza slice. Accidental pizza bread on just a pizza slice because I went to my mate's house and it got late in the afternoon. I thought, I'm so hungry now, you know. I went into the BP. You can't have a sandwich. That's bread. So I picked up a pizza slice and cheese and onion pasty. Oh, do you know what? That's got me thinking. I've got 2 of those in the freezer. Cheese pasties. Do you like those? No, I won't have that tonight. I'll probably have a bowl of soup tonight, or perhaps something with baked beans. Maybe a burger and some baked beans on the top. That's always nice. Do you like that? Burger with like 1 or 2 burgers, and you put the baked beans on top. I have my baked beans congealed. Very tasty indeed. So that's my weight tonight. So I've gone down £0.5 pound, but it's still £0.5 down. So happy days, really. I don't know where Adam and Royston are tonight. They probably put on so much weight they're too embarrassed to call in, I would imagine. Don't forget the text number 07451287337, or you can phone in 02081443477. Thanks to Mike. Big respect on the litter picking. I'm amazed at how much litter you found in an hour. And I didn't go far. This is the thing, Mike. This is going to take a long... in the words of Little Miss Jocelyn. Do you like her? Oh, she's hilarious. BBC 3 thing. Little Miss Jocelyn. That's probably a few years old now. In the words of Little Miss Jocelyn, this is going to take a long time. I like her. Those who drop litter should hang their heads in shame. There's so many of them, Mike. This is the problem. There's so many people who do it. Oh, Christina, I'm sorry. I didn't see your text there. Christina is 11 stone 2. Do you want to be on this list, Christina? I'll put you on as well then. Christina is 11 stone 2. I must have missed that text earlier. Sorry, darling. I haven't missed anyone else out here, have I? No, all the texts are done now at that point. 11 stone 2, Christina is there. So thanks very much for that, young Christina. Yes, I mean, I didn't go far. This is the point, you see, Mike. I didn't go far to collect that. There was just so much of it. Really. And that bag was... So, in the end, I literally had to pick it up and hold it from the bottom. And it's, you know... I don't know. I don't know if there's like a bag or some sort of holder I could put such a large bag in with handles. That would make it easier, or even a backpack or something. You'd have to have a blooming large backpack to fit that in. There was a lot of it. And tomorrow I'll go do the same. And of course, you know, now I'll walk a bit further along and carry on from there when I see the litter start appearing. That particular path has got other paths going off of it. So I may not, depending how far I get up, I may not have to come back down the other way and put the bag in the same place. But I think I'll take 2 bags tomorrow and not fill them up so much. That would make them easier to carry, you know. I mean, I could always, you know, if you fill up 2 bags, you can't carry them both. You can always just leave one there, walk the first one back and then come back and put the other one back, you know. Simple like that, you know. But you do see, like, over the forest the other day, I saw a dumped motorbike type thing. I know it's a motorbike, moped, motto. What are those little things, motto things or whatever they're called? Something like that. And it'd been there a while because it was all rusted. And I picked up a few bits and pieces. And there was this square thing with all these pipes. I thought that must be the engine. How heavy are they? Blimey, I couldn't pick the damn thing up. So heavy, this engine, so that's just over there rusting. Mad, really, isn't it? All right, I just mentioned BBC Three there, right? Which leads nicely into this story here, which was on the BBC News website yesterday. BBC Three is to come back as a TV channel. You remember they took that off years ago? Not really my cup of tea. It's mainly, I think, for the younger people. They seem to like it. It's a bit full of, what would you say? Changing people's minds about various different things and kind of preaching to you a bit as well, if you see what I'm saying. But on the BBC website, BBC Three will return as a fully fledged TV channel next year. January next year, 6 years after it completely moved online. It's more of a brand than a channel, isn't it, BBC Three? Do you know what I mean? It's not really BBC Three, is it? Because it's not on the telly. So it's more of a brand. So it's the channel for the brand is BBC Three, if you see what I mean. The channel has been since been responsible for major hits, including Fleabag, Normal People and Killing Eve, prompting calls for its resurrection. Now, I loved Killing Eve. What a fantastic programme. Have you seen that one? Wonderful programme. Probably not for you, Ollie, a little bit too old for you. Last night, BBC Research concluded there was a strong case for it to come back as a regular TV channel, focusing on younger audiences. I can't believe they're saying this. Julia Knight said the move showed the BBC had fouled those viewers. You must be joking. Do you not think you're failing the older viewers at the moment, BBC? Do you not think so? The crap that you put on? She says, I question whether putting the clock back 5 years is the right way to win the over 18 to 35s, said Mr. Knight, who chairs the Select Committee for the Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport. Oh, wow. What a lovely... How does he fit the title on the page, you know? But it says the BBC needs to back success and make sure its programmes reach as many young people as possible, whether they live in the UK. So regardless of the debate, we want to give BBC Three its own broadcast channel again. But it says here also that means CBBC will close early. So it says when it returns, BBC Three will be targeted at audiences ages 16 to 34. And it will be on between 7 p.m. and 4 a.m. every day. So, I mean, the 4 a.m. thing makes sense. Because that age group, we do tend to... Not we, is it anymore? They. Oh, we're not 16 to 34 anymore, are we? No. People of that age do tend to be up late. I mean, I was when I used to go out, even when I was like 21, 22, going out to Hammersmith Palais with my with my brother-in-law's brother, actually, Dave. We used to go to Hammersmith Palais all over the place. We used to go, and we'd be home at 3 o'clock in the morning, doing a bacon sandwich in the microwave. I mean, you ever done bacon in the microwave? It's vile, isn't it? Not when you're drunk, it's not. It says when it returns, BBC Three... Oh, I've read that. As a result, CBBC's broadcast hours will revert to closing at 9 o'clock, as well as the case was before 2006. At the moment, it runs till 9 o'clock. Well, CBBC, I mean, surely that shouldn't be on till 9 anyway. What time do these children go to bed? Blimey. Ollie, are you still there? What time do you go to bed, Ollie? Did you like the stuff on BBC Three? Because, I mean, you're a little bit younger to perhaps be watching that. Mike says, used to love BBC Three, had some great programmes such as Don't Tell the Bride and Snog, Marry, Avoid. I can't comment. I see the trails for some of these things, and I think you make your mind up on that trail. That's why it's so important to have a good trail for a programme, whether it be TV or radio, whatever. If you've got a bad trail, no one's going to listen. Like a book cover. If the book cover don't look right, no one's going to pick up that book. So important, that first image you have of it. Although sometimes you can trip up. I was very excited about that Gordon Ramsay show we mentioned last week. The Bankers Millions or something like that, whatever it's called, £1 million in the bank, something like that. Bank Balance, Gordon Ramsay. Then I watched it, so disappointed. What an absolute load of crap that was. V. Taylor says get an old shopping trolley to collect the rubbish. No, that won't work because it's a mud path. The damn thing won't move. Mind you, you know, outside some of these shopping places, and they've got that pavement thing which is supposed to stop shopping trolley moves leaving the sort of vicinity, isn't it? And I must say, it stops me. It don't stop some of these sods. You see these shopping trolleys dumped and you think, how did that even get there? And you see people round here with shopping trolleys full of stuff and they take it to their houses and they don't take the trolley back. It's disgusting. I'll do what I want when I want to do it. Awful people. Mike in Brighton here, he also says, maybe get a shopping bag on wheels with a handle like the ones grannies use when shopping. Yeah, thanks very much, Mike. Do you mean those long square ones? You know, that would, I don't know how well they'd go on a mud path. Oh, please don't anyone dare send me round one of those. You will die. You will die if you send me round a granny shopping trolley. He says put the bag inside like a bin liner. That would help. I mean, it would help, but I don't think it would go. You see, I don't just go on paths. I'm on mud paths. And for example, even at the moment, I wouldn't even try and take my bike over the forest because it's like all soaked and mud and, you know, you've got to have a sort of a hard surface to pull something along like that, haven't you? Check the prices and over 20 quid. Maybe pop a message on the We Love Bracknell site to see if someone might donate. What a shop? Let's have a look. Granny shopping trolley. Hang on. Type in granny. There they are. £25. Oh, you sod. I can't go around with one of those. No way. Oh, no, I can't. Because up at the garage, I call it the drugs garage up the road there. All these boys sitting there and smoke funny cigarettes. If they see me with one of those, I mean, I do say hello to them, you know, minding your own business. You have to. You always say hello to these people. If they saw me with that, they would crucify me. No way. They were, what's that, mate? What you got there? Oh, I'd never read the end of it, would I? Anyway, so there we are. Can I ask you can I do a little thumbs up underneath the video screen? A little thumbs up there to help with the YouTube algorithms. They're called likes. If you could hit the like button there, that would be most grateful for that. What's the worst pain you have ever had? The worst pain you've ever had. I asked this because Chris Evans was in The Sun a few days ago and he's revealed he's still wobbly and weak and has to wear adult nappies, which can't be pleasant, can it, when you think about it, after his surgery to remove kidney stones. Now, I don't know what kidney stones are like. I've heard that it's one of the most painful things you could possibly have. One of the reasons you get those is that you don't take enough liquid in. But I think if you're on certain drugs and things like that, that can cause kidney stones. The story goes on. It comes a week after The Sun revealed he was rushed into hospital in agonising pain. And he originally thought he had trapped wind, but an ultrasound and CT scans showed the presence of a large kidney stone. Where is it now? He had to wear adult nappies. And he's saying, it's not a look, but it's a great vibe. I was going to keep a pair on and pretending that I still needed them, but I thought it would be very bad karma. Gosh. He said he still feels wobbly and weak some time after the operation. And he says kidney stones are not to be taken lightly. It's the smaller stones that come down, you know, when you go for a wee, they come out themselves. And that's quite painful when they're coming out, apparently. I mean, I wouldn't know, to be honest. It says here kidney stones are common, affecting 1 in 10 people. They're usually made of calcium and oxalate, or calcium and phosphate, and are found in the kidneys or in the urethra. Or urethra. Yeah, just like urethra. That's the pipe that comes down from your kidneys and out. In men's case, through your willy. Ladies' cases, through the other bits there. I think it's the pipe, isn't it? It's like the, pipe. You can wee out smaller kidney stones, but larger ones have symptoms to look out for. Pain in your tummy, severe pain, and feeling sick. They typically affect people between 30 and 60. So it sounds a really nasty thing. So what's the worst pain that you've had? Mine has got to be my burst appendix. It's 21 or 22 years ago now. I shall never forget that. My God. And it burst while I was in hospital. I'd been having sort of issues in the sort of area, where the appendix is sort of down to the belly button towards the right. I've been having issues for some years, actually, pains down there. And they just kept writing it off as constipation. And then the pain, and it would come and go. And then one day the pain came, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and I ended up going to the. I was at work. I carried on working. I'm a bit of a thing for that. I just carry on working through sort of pain and suffering of any sort, really. And I'd struggle through. Fortunately, my mate was there. Not my mate now. Another mate who was living here actually. Steve, his name was. He drives an ambulance now. Nice bloke. Got a family and all that. And I had to pull over the car, and I said, "You're going to have to drive. I can't drive. It hurts that bad." Anyway, somehow I managed to get to bed, and I went to sleep, and I woke up in the most terrible pain. Steve went out and bought something back from the chemist, Dr. Brown's or something like that. Try that. And I looked at the bottle, and I looked at him, and I said, "No, there's something wrong here." Rang up the doctor in great pain. They said, "Oh, would you like to come down at 11 o'clock?" And it was like 8 o'clock now. I said, "Look, I'm really sorry. I wouldn't normally ask. I'm in terrible pain here." "Okay, come down straight away." So I got down there in the car, I think. I can't remember if I went on my own or Steve took us. Actually, I think Steve took us. Went down there in the car and went to the reception. "Okay, doctor's ready for you." There was a whole waiting room full of people. Jumped straight in front of all those, went in. He said, "Right, okay, you need to go to hospital now. Do you want me to call you an ambulance or can you get there?" "Oh, right, okay." And so I said, "Well, I've got a car outside." Okay. Steve took us there, went in there, and they diagnosed it straight away, and they start pushing on it. Oh, the pain, dear. Oh, it hadn't burst at that point. And then in the hospital, waited a while. I can't remember if it was the next day, but at some point it was incredibly painful to the point that I fainted. I fainted in the end. And that was it. And that was the worst pain I've ever had. What about you? What's the worst pain you've ever had? I always think something to do with the eyes. If you get like a scratch on the eye or something like that, that can be really painful, can't it? You had anything like that? What's the worst pain you've ever had? Hello to Mark Bowles. Good evening, Mark. He's just got home from work. Hello, Mark. Evening to you, sir. Mike in Brighton. Last year, I had kidney stones. When you go for a wee, it's the worst pain in the world. Believe me, you don't want to have it. They also make you feel like you want to go with only seconds to spare. I was on medication and they cleared up. Oh, does the medication, does that sort of thin them out or make them smaller or something? I don't know. George Bond, kidney stones, it's like a knife going through your bladder, says George, so he must have had them as well. Ollie's talking about something different there. I saw 2 people giving each other a vaccine, as they called it, in a dark alley this morning. Not very nice. Oh, Ollie. You're a young person. Don't go near people like that. Best to tell your dad. You don't, honestly, if you see something like that going on, don't even walk past them. Try and go another way, okay? You can't help them, and You know, they might be nasty people. Be very careful on those, Ollie. Shania had kidney stones that passed. We never knew at the time. The doctors thought it was an infection. They saw scarring on a scan, which is how they found out it was stones. That was my worst pain. Felt like a really severe stitch. Every time I moved, I was sick. Oh, Shania, you poor thing, darling. Vera. Just going back to BBC, if the TV controllers plan the schedule incorrectly to target all ages, we wouldn't need it. It worked when we had just 2 channels. You're absolutely right, Vera. I mean, we all look at the past sometimes with rose-coloured spectacles, don't you think? But I do think television was better when there weren't 500 channels to choose from. How many of you flick? You can't find anything to watch, can you? Flick. Oh no, flick. Oh no. Flick. When we had 3 channels, we really struggled to. Oh, what shall we watch tonight? I really want to watch that, but so all the good stuff, they were fighting to make stuff better than the other one. There was only 2. Now they scrape around to find anything to go on those blooming channels, don't they? It's awful. You're absolutely right, Vera. And Vera, her pain, worst pain she's had is sciatica. Now, that's another nasty one, sciatica. After 6 years, I still don't have 100% feelings in my left leg. Nasty. Sciatica. Again, I had a slight... It wasn't that bad, to be honest, V. When I say it wasn't that bad, it felt bad at the time. It was like a constant throbbing in my calf on one of my legs. And the only relief I got from it would be to stand on it. Well, you can only do that for so long, can't you? Sitting down, laying in bed, there it would be just throbbing away. And it went on for ages. The first time I ever got that was on that little island in the South Pacific, in the Pacific Ocean, Norfolk Island. It happened there. So, of course, I'd been on a long plane journey and I thought, oh, my God, it must be deep vein thrombosis or something like that. But I was in the posh seats on the plane. So it's not like my foot was banged up against someone's bum for the whole journey, you know, up the side like it is in the back of the plane there. I mean, I was able to stretch out my legs, but I thought, oh, is this deep vein? And she said, no, you've got sciatica in your calf. Because it can come in different places. Some people get it in the bum, some people in the leg, don't they? Feel sorry for you. Amelia had a hip operation. Her hip still hurts. She went for a walk today. Don't get comfortable though. If you've had any operation, doctor always told me that. Don't get comfortable. You need to move. You've got to move for it to get better. Fran, brain hemorrhage 9 years ago. Painful head worse than a migraine. See? Fran's had a brain hemorrhage. We've all had something on here, haven't we, eh? Wow. Oh, I feel for you all. I feel people's pain. I absolutely feel people's pain. My mate's split up from his other half at the moment. And I feel his pain. I feel his pain. Clarissa, worst pain I ever had was the burning I had after my C-section. Sounds nasty. Caesarean section. Does that hurt, does it? Obviously does. She had a burning there. Rachel, my worst pain was when my small intestine ruptured. Also, when I had septicemia, that was painful. Oh, that sounds nasty as well, Rachel. Look at you. We've all had stuff done, haven't you? Wow. Oh, it was George's dad that had kidney stones, was it? Hello to Jeff. Good evening, Jeff. There's my mate, Jeff. Hope you're well, Jeff. Not long till we see each other, I'm sure. Jeff says, hi, Chris. Hope you're well. Fortunately, never experienced any real pain. You're lucky, Jeff. I hope you never have to. Alan, years ago, I managed to stick a lit cigarette in my eye. How did you do that? That was incredibly painful. You're lucky to still have your eye, mate. That was why I still smoked. Been stopped now for about 10 years. And we could still smoke in the nightclubs, yeah. Aren't you glad you can't smoke in nightclubs anymore? I used to smoke long time ago. Long time ago. I've given up now for about 30 years. And when I was working, certainly in the Black Cat in particular, I could smoke 20 cigarettes in a night, just one after the other while I was DJing, and I just stopped. I don't think I've got a particular addictive nature, if you see what I mean. Although I am, unfortunately, one of the people addicted to their smartphones, picking the damn thing up all the time. Last night, I tried once again. I put the phone outside, or on the stairs, actually, which is quite near to the living room. So if it rings, you can still hear it. You know, but it was out of reach, and I enjoyed a whole program on the telly. Couple of Netflix things. Talking of the telly, some things I'd like to share with you that I'm finding very good on the telly. Superstore, that's on Netflix. Superstore, it's an American thing, and it's filmed. It's a comedy thing talking about the customers and the staff who are in this very large, like, supermarket type place. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Do watch it, okay? Superstore on Netflix. There's 5 series of that. I'm only on series 1, episode 3. So Superstore on Netflix. East Farmhouse, which I mentioned to you. That's a detective thing about people that got murdered. I'm getting on with that. I think I may well be on the last episode there. And, of course, Snowpiercer as well. I've got an episode of that to watch tonight as well, perhaps. Might watch 2 things tonight or just 1. I'm quite hungry at the moment. I think I'll be having beans on a burger tonight, yeah. Alan said, perhaps that's where all the wind's coming from. Alan says, years ago I managed... I've done that, haven't I? Sorry, Alan. Yeah, and I tell you what, am I right, Alan? Once you've given up smoking, you can smell a cigarette 10 miles off, can't you? Of course, I stopped smoking, but I carried on DJing. And honestly, I used to go in and the wall of smoke would hit you. You don't really notice it if you're a smoker. This wall of smoke would hit you. And within, you can if you go into a room and there's loads of people smoking, within 10 seconds of you, if you're in there for 10 seconds and you come out again, the rest of the day, you will smell that smoke on your clothes. It's awful. You used to be able to smoke on the tubes, on the trains. I remember being at school. I used to be one of those lads smoking away at the school to be part of the team. You know what I mean? And perhaps in the 5th year, I think I started smoking. Oh yeah, there'd be a little group of us who used to meet in the school toilets at break time to have a cigarette. You know, thinking that the teacher wouldn't notice. You think like that when you're a child, don't you? Even at my house, I'd be smoking in my bedroom out the window. And Dad would, can I smell smoke in here? Like, no, it's my chemistry experiments. Like you actually believed, we're going to close those phone lines now, gang, all right? Phone lines, guys. You actually believed that that your dad would believe the fact that you told him you weren't smoking. Of course he knew. Like the teachers. Even when I used to go in the toilet, I'm just going to the toilet, miss. I used to go to the toilet and have a cigarette. Locked the toilet door, sat down, lit up. And you could hear these footsteps. And you knew that was a teacher. There was a certain way teachers walk. And these footsteps would stop outside your cubicle. Mr. Urquhart, his name was. Head of Morehouse at London Oratory School where I went. I thought, oh, Christ, the teachers. Eh? Quickly put the cigarette into the toilet, wouldn't you? Then put a polo in your mouth. Try and hide the smell. And then flush the toilet. Oh, hello, sir. What are you doing in here, boy? I'll just go into the toilet, sir. All right, move along now. And off you'd go. You'd be completely oblivious to the fact that there were clouds of smoke coming over the top of the toilet, wouldn't you? And you actually believed that you'd fooled the teacher into thinking that you weren't smoking. Of course they knew. It just depends, were you a bad person or a good person? Because if I was a bad person, he would have probably got me for that. But I was fairly good at school. I wasn't too much of a bad person. I hated school. I'm bored with it. And also on the trains, Alan. On the tube trains. The waiting rooms. Because back in the 70s, when I was at school, I really believe that the weather was a lot colder in the winter than it is now. All right, we've had a little bit of cold here and there, but it doesn't go on and on, does it? You remember the very thick fogs in the 1970s? Thick fogs with a bus. I often wondered how the bus was able to see where the damn thing was going. You can see. Couldn't see in front of it. You can see out the window. So I had to drive a new, but anyway, you get to the train station, and where'd you go on a freezing cold? You make a beeline for the waiting room. And in the waiting room is a great big heater. And the waiting room will be packed of people smoking. You'd open this door, the smoke would pour out of this place. And it would carry on. People were smoking on the tube. I'm sure there's many people's clothes damaged by someone simply turning around on the tube train. Wasn't it? That's how it was then. But I'm so glad I gave it up. Shania had the kidney stones in 2010, which developed into a UTI. Oh, that's UTI. Is that an unknown something infection? UTI. I don't know what that stands for now. What's UTI? What is UTI? I think I know what that is. Is that like a water infection, is it? Yes, urinary tract infection. Yeah, lots of different things cause that, don't they? We'll always remember... I feel sorry for you, Shania. Always remember going to Mum and Dad with a pain in my side and being told to have a bath, as it was probably a stitch, yeah. They soon realised I was ill. Yeah, well, yeah. Gosh. Mike... Brighton, the worst pain I ever had was a night my ex made a hot chilli for dinner. Unfortunately, he hadn't washed his hands very well, and when he touched me, I let the neighbourhood know I was in agony. Oh, dear me. Ollie's off now. Bye-bye, Ollie. Sleep tight, my friend. He's got a busy day tomorrow. Sleep tight, Ollie. All right, thanks for joining us. Mike likes Chris Superstore is my absolute favourite. Hilarious show. Well, I've only just discovered it, Mike. Superstore on Netflix. How funny is that? It's just the bit. I'll tell you, the episode I've got to is where she's dressed up. They're selling chili or something. So one of them's dressed up as a Mexican. Yeah? The gay Chinese one. He's hilarious. The one with the big thick ring glasses. I don't know their names yet. I haven't learnt their names yet. There he is with all this like maracas and all this, and someone's coming. I think was it him or someone else came along and said, "Oh, you can't do. Oh, it's culturally inappropriate. Oh, please do me a favour." Have you seen that one they keep throwing around now? Culturally inappropriate. McDonald's had it a while ago, didn't they? Didn't they bring out something? I think it was like some sort of chicken curry or chicken curry nuggets or something like that, and then someone, oh, that's really culturally inappropriate and offensive to people who make curries or whatever it was. I can't remember now. All crap in it, all left-wing loony stuff. What do we call the left wing again? Someone mentioned it earlier, didn't we? When I say left wing, I don't mean people that vote Labour. There's a big difference. Big difference. I mean those really lefty type people. You know. They've usually got loads of money and live in really big houses in Islington and tell us all what we should do and say. Up yours, mate. Up yours, that's what I say. Mick Davenport, my worst pain was when I had sepsis after being bitten by a horsefly. Oh, they're big bites, aren't they, horseflies? And it was hours away from dying. They even read my last rites. 12 months in hospital. 12, you were in hospital for 12 months over a horsefly bite. Well, lucky it happened then and not now, because they got no beds, have they? Although it's getting better. It's getting better. I've been watching these numbers start coming down, and perhaps there is a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, isn't there? Hello to the lovely Ross in Brighton. Hello, Ross, who said, I started watching Superstore on Netflix a few weeks back and found it stupidly and funny in places. Yeah, that's exactly. That's probably a fair comment. Stupidly funny. Because it is stupid. What about the manager? He's just got no personality whatsoever, has he? Oh, it has me in absolute stitches. We had our own version of that, I think. I can't remember what it was called here. And it was filmed in... It looked like Asda. It looked like it was filmed in Asda. What was that one called? Do you remember? Not Supermarket Sweep. There was a comedy thing like Superstore. Superstore is like the American version. I would imagine that. I don't know which came out first, the English or the American one. Karens. Thank you, Mike. Karens is now the term for the lefties. It's nothing to do with which way you vote. Lefty, there's plenty of people who vote Conservative who are leftists, believe me. Just out there looking for offence and that all the time. I just got rid of them off the Facebook. I can't be bothered with them anymore, really. Russ says another good programme on Sky One is Sky? Oh, we can't afford Sky, dear. Blimey. You got Sky? It's very expensive. Resident Alien won't ruin it, but it's funny. Thanks very much. Mark likes the word throbbing. I expect you do, my love. I'd like to see yours throbbing. Let's have a look here. Alan sent a poster. Okay, I'll have a look at that, Alan. Sorry, I can't put that straight up because it's on another computer in front of me here. Alan. I was working in a nightclub in Newcastle, and was dancing around quite drunk with this cigarette. I've seen loads of people burnt on dance floors with cigarettes in the past. Used to happen all the time. This is one of those. They just la la la. Like an eye. Is that what happened to you? I would imagine. I managed to somehow stick the lit end into my eye. Oh, you must. I bet you were drunk, weren't you? Were you drunk? How on earth do you put the wrong end of a cigarette in your mouth? You need help, mate. I managed to somehow sit the lit end into my eye. When the doctor at the hospital put anaesthetic drops in, I'd never felt such relief. Wow. I bet. That's one of the most painful things, isn't it? Eye things. I think you're absolutely right there. And things that go on all the time, like this has gone on now. This started 31st of March. I can tell you that because that's when they upped the dose on my brown inhaler from 1 to 2. Literally 2 days after that. Do you know what? I'm getting uncomfortable. Blimey, it's 10:05. Christ, I haven't rang Auntie Brenda yet. Should be getting a late night call. I don't care. I just wake them up. Should have been there, don't I? I tried her earlier. She weren't there. I always ring Auntie Brenda. She's on her own, so that call is important to her. Just a minute or so on the phone. You don't have to say much. Just listen. Got anyone old in your life? Do that. Believe me, I know she'd be waiting for that phone call tonight, as she does every night. Probably the highlight of their day. I mean, I can understand a highlight of her day being a phone call from me. Probably this show is the highlight of your day, is it? Is that right, lovey? No, you know what I mean. If you've got someone who's living alone, make a phone call. Just now and again. Don't do all that, oh, well, he knows, don't ever ring me, or something like that. Unless it's one of those, you know, those people that you ring all the time and they never ring back. I hate that. Don't you hate that? Someone on their own, just make that phone call now and again. You know. I mean, people put it off, don't they? When you say, oh, why don't you give so-and-so a ring? Oh, I'll ring tomorrow. Well, why don't you just do it now? Well, I'll ring tomorrow. And it never comes, never happens, does it? Thank you, Mike. Yes, it's those pesky Karens again. Karens, yeah. Fran says trolleyed. Was that the UK one, trolleyed? Yeah, I think you're right. Clarissa also said trolleys, I think. I think it was actually trolleyed, yeah. Mark Bowles, trolleyed, yeah. So when did that finish? That stopped, didn't it? Trolleyed. Trolleyed comedy. There it is. Blimey, there's 6 series of that. And it was on Sky. Let's see. Yeah, that's the one. And it had that bloke who's series and episode list. Let's have a quick look at that. They were all on Sky. I think. See, they don't want to get that on Netflix now. Because it's not on Sky anymore, is it? They want to get that on Netflix. Trolleyed is the UK version of that. I wonder if that was before the other one. But it's very, very similar. Very similar. So if you get a chance, probably you can get that on the... Is it actually on anywhere? Where can I watch Trolleyed? Oh, Just Watch. What's that? Just Watch. Com. What is that? Oh, there we are. Oh, can you just click on it and watch it then? How does that work then? Season 5, 4, 3. How does this work? I don't know how that works. Why can't I see I can only see series newest episodes. Okay, well how do you watch them all then? Rating. Oh, I'll just click on season. Oh, here we are. There's a little arrow. Hang on, I didn't see the little arrow. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Season 1. Season 1, episode 1. What do I do? Just click on it. Watch now. How do I do that? I don't know how to watch that. It then says Sky Go or Scout Now TV. Oh, I don't know how that is. YouTube have got them. Oh, thank you very much, Mike. YouTube have got them apparently, so you can watch them on YouTube. I did like that. Rumble Bumble says, if you rang me this time of night alone, I would not tell you to go and do one, you old git. No, she'll be waiting for that phone call. She'll be waiting for that phone call, which means I'm going to go now. All right, gang. Thanks ever so much for all your messages this evening. Been a pleasure sitting here. Let me just check the final emails, just in case we've missed any of those out. Thank you, Alan. I did Michael Palmer, didn't I? Yeah, we've done that. Thanks ever so much for all your messages on the show tonight. Been nice sitting here chatting away to you. I don't think we did. Did we do the whole list of the stuff that was here? No, it doesn't matter anyway. We'll save that for the next show. Next chat show will be on Friday night at 8 o'clock on this channel. Okay, Friday night at 8 o'clock will be our next chat show. Tomorrow morning, you can join us for an hour of music, chat and fun here at reachonair.com. But you haven't got to wait till then to listen to someone good on the radio, because Alan Ross, who's been in the chat box with us all tonight, he'll be on there tonight at midnight. And if you listen, make sure you're on there at midnight, because just after midnight will be the first, an exclusive, boys and girls. You can join Alan Ross for an exclusive revealing of his brand new sung jingle from Radio Jingles 24. I'm very, very much looking forward to that. And before that, I shall get in an episode of Snowpiercer and have some baked beans on a beef burger, not on a vegan burger. There's no dead animals here, dear. No dead animals here. All right. So I'll see you again on Wednesday night on Friday night rather at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching and listening. See you again soon. Bye bye now.